Hi, I'm Katie Schofield and today I'd like to talk about proper sanitation in permanent makeup, specifically how I set up and dispose of my tray contents. Now, it's never been more important to practice proper hygiene to protect your clients and also yourself, but not all courses go into depth with it, and I often see phones and bottles of pigments on people's trays as they're working. So I'll show you my tray setup and how I work with it, as well as how I dispose safely of everything once I finish the treatment. So here's how I set up my tray. I use a flat tray. I don't really like the handles because you have to wrap those and they're harder to keep clean. So I use a flat tray, and then I'm going to use one of these Sterile wound packs, which is completely sterile, and open that. First of all, I'm going to take out my bag and just take off the sticky area and stick it to the side, and that's what I'm going to put all my contaminated waste in, and then empty it into the yellow bag at the end. Just remove the little tab that then exposes the sticky bit, turn it over and stick it down, and then open it up. Then in the dressing tray itself, there's a paper sheet, and that's got a kind of plastic coating on the underneath. So that's going to stop any body fluids actually leaching onto your tray. It's going to keep it cleaner. So turn it the right way around and then just lay that over, and then just overlap it with your bag so that you can empty things into your bag as you're working. So I'm going to pick up the gloves, making sure that I touch the bit that goes inside, and then this piece of paper I'm going to use to cover my clients. And then the gauze goes in the smaller parts of the tray and then gets covered in saline to wipe the brows, etc. So here are the things that I'd use for a brow treatment, and yours might differ, but I've got some ink cups there and a razor. That's my pencil for measuring clients up, and also pigmented string for that as well. I have my alcohol swabs and also a ruler for measuring, and some scissors as well, just to trim any stray hairs. As you can see, I bag my power supply so that I can see what speed I'm working, but it also keeps it clean. Sometimes I find that the tape catches on things. And also I'm going to put my handpiece in a clipcord cover, and that's going to keep that nice and clean as well. I use a few other little things as well that are particularly good for measuring up. So I'm going to use 3 disposable lip applicators and also 2 eyeliner applicators, as well as a lash brush. I just find that these are really good, particularly when measuring up, if you want to brush the hairs and trim them, and also to put any kind of numbing on, and really good for putting the pigment into hair strokes as well. Tools such as scissors that you may want to reuse need to be sterilised in chemicals such as barbicide before and after use. They can only be used as you measure up, and then they need to be moved back into barbicide again. If you use them on a client once you've opened the skin, then they are contaminated and need to be either autoclaved or disposed of in a sharps bin. Chemical sanitation is not enough for blood-borne pathogens. Once you've begun tattooing the skin, then anything that has touched the skin, and therefore the whole tray, is contaminated. Also, anything that touches the tray also is. If you need to take a photo or refill your pigment, then you must remove and dispose of your gloves in the bag that will go into contaminated waste, and put on clean gloves every single time. Otherwise, you're spreading bloodborne pathogens onto other surfaces. So this is how I'm going to clean down my workstation. As you can see, there's a few bits of gauze there and there's a bit of pigment. But the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I count all the sharps I've used and dispose of them properly. You don't want to risk a needle stick injury by forgetting how many needles you've used, so make sure you count them out and count them back in again and put them in a yellow sharps bin. Once I've taken the needle out of the handpiece, then I'm going to clean the handpiece and not put it back on the tray, because obviously the tray is contaminated. Next, I'm going to take my power supply out of the bag and clean that as well. Make sure that you clean all your wires as well, using a clinnel wipe or some chlorine. Next, you can just fold everything that you've used into the paper, put it into your small bag, and then put that in the yellow waste bin. Really importantly now, you need to change your gloves because you're going to clean your tray down and you don't want to do that with contaminated gloves. So change your gloves, get some clinnel wipes or some chlorine and make sure you clean your whole tray, and I go under the lip as well, all the way around, and make sure that it's ready for use again. Another way to safely cover your tray is to turn a bag inside out over it and put your tray contents on it, and then at the end remove your sharps and just turn the bag the right way round, collecting all your contaminated waste and dispose of it. I hope this helped give you some guidance on how to set up and tear down a workstation. Any questions, post them below, and please subscribe for more videos.